I thought it was fantastic. I learnt so much. Everything that I thought I knew about the markets and learnt about the markets, I found completely wrong. And this really re-educated myself and my thinking on how better to trade the markets. So that was fantastic.
It short-circuited a lot of the processes of learning to trade, so I never actually learnt a lot of really bad habits because I started with you guys and learnt a lot of solid habits.
So it was always the support, I knew Helen would have that support if she required anything. We always shared, a lot of the information, so each of us were always on the same page. So it was really good.
I guess what I liked best about it was the pleasant surprise about the actual program, how informative it was, and to the point where it's step by step and it's easy to blend in and pick up the skills that you need initially. And I found it also too, the communication is excellent. Like any emails sent through get promptly replied to, and that's a big help. A big help.
Oh, definitely. If you've got the passion for trading and you want to follow that passion, I think the mentor program actually is fantastic because they do provide mentors for you. And one of the biggest things I found was that support. You could ask stupid questions if you liked, and in the comfort that there was a good answer come back for them. And just the group, you can bounce ideas off. Someone will ask a question that you're thinking, and you get all this valuable knowledge. So yeah, really, really good.
Absolutely, you got to do it because, as I say, the steps involved in doing the program, it certainly exceeded my expectations of the content of the course, which I thought was terrific. And if anybody was in two minds, there's no two minds. You just got to do it.
The use of stops. I never used to use stops because I didn't understand them. There was no mechanics, so I used to guess where my stop should go. So I found the program teaching me how to use a stop, which automatically will get me out of a trade when I should, is going to be worth its weight in gold. Knowing that the trading plan that I've got in place now, thanks to the program, is going to save me from making silly mistakes.
So did the mentor program in 2003 and was trading really quite consistently right up to just before the GFC. And it was quite an interesting time because I remember thinking to myself, I was saying to Russ, I keep getting stopped out of stuff and there's nothing to take. It's really quite curious. I wonder whether something's going on. And then, of course, the GFC was what was going on. But it was even before it actually topped out that most of my trades got stopped out. Anyway, years later, talking to our bank manager or our loans manager, she actually said, when we were looking at that, she said, how much money did you lose during the GFC? And I said, no, I didn't lose anything particularly. She said, so did you lose a large amount of capital? I said, no. And she just said, you're the only people that I've spoken to who had that experience. She said, I've had lots of other people who've lost vast amounts of money. Thank you, Louise and Chris. I have a young colleague at work and she was saying to me, she said, you trade, don't you? And I said, yeah. And she said, I'd like to trade. What would you suggest? I brought up the Trading Game website and I said, this is where I would go if I was you. You start with books, start with a blog. And then I said, and you can do the mentor program and that would be the best thing you could possibly do. Well, while I was looking at the screen, I noticed that repeat for free and I thought to myself, I wonder if that applies to me 19 years later. And I can honestly say, yes, it definitely does.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. It's like a reboot.
You guys are so lovely. You're always just incredibly giving and helpful, and it's personalised help. It's fantastic.
The sky's the limit. So, yeah, well worth it. Thanks.